So two-factor authentication is pretty much what a lot of third-party or their websites that are going to like Facebook and a lot of other websites are doing this. If you have an app, and what it does is it connects your device with that page, with that, for example, today we're talking about Facebook. So it allows Facebook to know and authenticate, hey, I want to make sure that this is actually you, right? So it'll send the two-factor code to the phone. Now, it is a hassle if you log in or if it isn't recognized or you have to do it each time. You have to get a code and you have to punch a code in or say this is who you are. But I'm going to tell you today, you may want to rethink this, and actually every one of you that's watching or listening now or in the future, you might want to set up your two-factor authentication, especially if you are a person that manages other pages, other organizations or business pages. So here's kind of what happened, and it's crazy. This person, their Facebook account was not cloned, it was literally hacked. And the difference, and we've talked about this in a previous episode, is cloning is when people think that it's being hacked, but basically they're going to someone's page, they're copying all the images, all the pages, all the names, they are creating a brand new Facebook page, and then they are sending invites out for the same people, and the people think that their friend had forgotten them or whatever. And usually we're like, I thought we were friends with this person. So that's cloning, and that's a whole nother video that you can go back into the Harness Your Hump Day archive and check out. This account was literally compromised and hacked. They hacked into this person's Facebook account. When they hacked in, they found out the page or pages that they monitored or managed as under them. They went to that Facebook page for that organization. And you know what they did? They went into the admins. They removed everybody except for one, which was really weird. And I don't know if there was just a reason why or they were in a hurry. They removed everybody except for one. And there was no access to the page. Fortunately, the one person that was allowed back in was able to bring another person in. And they were able to at least have access to the Facebook business or the organization page, right? So they had access. Now, the problem is whoever did that then changed ownership of the organization's Facebook page. So now they literally don't own the page. However, they've not done anything with that yet. All right, you with me so far? So let's go back to my person. In the meantime, what I'm doing is I'm trying to come at this from two fronts. One, we have an account that's compromised that needs help, and it's a good account. And two, we have an organization that no longer owns their account, but nobody's messing with it. They can still get into it, they can still post. But in future, this could be a very serious problem. So I work with our Facebook rep to try to see if we can get the person's personal Facebook page back to them, right? So in order to do that, what you can do is you can report that you forgot your password or it's been compromised, and you have to prove your identity. You have to send in driver's license. You have to send all the stuff to make sure you are you on that page, right, for your personal page. We did this 3 times. Nothing was ever processed. So we were getting into a point where we had to make a decision. So what we did was we created a brand new page. I walked this person through to try to help them set it up. We enabled two-factor authentication. Now, I forgot to segue back. When we tried to regain control of this person's personal Facebook page, do you know what the person that hacked her account did? They set up two-factor authentication for them. So every time we try to regain access, it wants the two-factor authentication, but it doesn't come to us, it doesn't come to the person, it goes to the person that hacked it. So, little tidbit, if your account gets hacked, your personal account, and you don't have two-factor authentication on it, and someone does, you're done. It's not a good thing. You can continually try to regain access to it, but more than likely with there's just so much going on at Facebook with all the political stuff and trying to monitor that the identity theft, the hacked account, the people that are monitoring that and managing that, it's just so backed up. So that was what was really interesting to me, was two-factor, which is supposed to protect you, actually worked against. So now, where are we at? We're at an account that cannot be regained. We have to create a new account. So we're working on that, and now we're going to report the old account as being fake or fraud so we can get that one moved off, right? So there's no confusion when people try to go on and look for this person. In the meantime, we then made this new account an admin on the business page. And I hope you're following with me because it is very confusing. And I was working through all this for about 3 weeks. So now, in order for us to regain ownership, not admin access, but ownership, we have to submit paperwork that this business/organization is truly owned by the people that are admins. Because the person that went in moved the account from owner to a business, a Facebook business account. So the Facebook business is now owning it. It's a portal that you can log into, the business manager. And it's just a mess. It's an absolute mess for these people, and I feel for them so badly. These are great people. It's a great organization, but it's a mess. And if anything, hopefully we can use this to educate other businesses and other organizations. Now, you listen closely. Anybody that has admin access on your account, right? Anybody, if it's 1, if it's 10 or 12, they probably need to consider enabling two-factor authentication, because this cautionary tale could actually come your way, because one of those admin accounts could then be compromised. They could be locked out of it. The person could go in and work as the business administrator and then change ownership of it. So I know it sounds like a hassle, and you're like, well, then there's no need to deal with it. I'm not even going to get a Facebook page. I'm not going to worry. No, you still need to get out there. You still need to brand. You still need to market. There's a ton of millions, I shouldn't say a ton, there's millions of people out there that are working on branding and marketing their businesses and organizations. And if you're not there, they are. So you need to be out there. So just a couple of tidbits. I would definitely think about your business or organization, the people that have your admin access to your accounts. You're probably going to want to ask them or make sure that they have two-factor authentication set up. And if they don't, you might want to consider removing them as an admin. Now, you can bypass all of that if you use the business Facebook portal, right? If you use that to get access to these accounts to manage them, you can do it that way and bypass that. I know it's all confusing, so I guess I better sum up a couple of things. I highly recommend that as an individual or a person that manages businesses or organizations on Facebook, if you do not have two-factor authentication, you need to enable it now. People that are the businesses and organizations, you need to make sure that the admin people on there have that set up. You could possibly lose control of a Facebook page, and we all know that that's important nowadays, because that some of us have 100, we have tens of thousands of people that follow us on there, and every person that follows is important. So yeah, you definitely need to think about that. Greg, thank you. Good morning. If you have any questions, or if you end up getting these concerns, please reach out to me. We do consulting too. That's probably, for some reason, I feel like every year our consulting stuff gets more and more, and we're consulting more and more on not only just content, but stuff like this, kind of like PR, damage control. And I'm not going to say that I like these. They're just very time consuming, and there's a lot of paperwork that has to go in with it. So, and then if your account has been compromised, we have paperwork that you can go through Facebook to regain access and control to those domains or to those business pages that have been compromised. So I hope this helped you. I hope that I was able to navigate this story well enough for you to understand all these moving pieces on the back end and not scare you, but to tell you, if you just enable the two-factor authentication, I think that a lot of your problems will be solved for future.